at how to create an event in Mobilize. Mobilize is really useful because people can click on a link and sign up for events, and you'll have their email, their phone number, their name, and also Mobilize will remind them the day before the event and the day of the event, and it keeps track of people who have canceled. Although honestly, I've found that I don't get notified about cancellations, and I'm not quite sure what the problem is there, but you can see it when you go look at a spreadsheet. It just doesn't always email you. Now, the first thing you want to do is log into mobilize.us in your search engine. Once you're there, look on the upper right and click on Menu. You'll get a drop-down menu and you select Democratic Party of Lee County. Now, the easiest way to log on is to get a link. So I would click Get a Link and Code, put in your email address, and then select Send Link and Code. And if you go to your email, this is what it will look like, and you just click Log in to Mobilize. It will take you right there. If it requires a code, just copy and paste the one below. I have not had it do that. Now you want to set up a new event, so select New Event. And I'm going to use scheduling poll greeters as an example. So that would be a scheduled event. And usually club meetings, things like that, will be scheduled events. Then you enter in the name of the event. So I've put in Poll Greeting at Lakes Regional Library. And you can put in the type of event from the drop-down menu. This is voter protection, so that isn't in the drop-down menu, so I selected Other, and then I used a tag that says voter protection. And you can make your event private if you just want people with the link to find it. I'll make something like this public because I want everybody to sign up. You can scroll down and upload a photo if you want. That's often nice. It looks good when people click on it. And you can select virtual event if it's a Zoom meeting or something. And you can put in the link right where it said link for virtual event. I went a little fast there. Of course, poll greeting is in person. So what I'm going to do is search for an address. So I entered in Lakes Regional Library and an address popped up and I accepted it. Now, you can limit it to people in a certain geographical area. I've never done that. Just know it's a possibility. And then you can enter your event details. Now, the event description is visible to everybody when they're signing up for the event. The private information goes out after they've signed up by email. So you might want to send a training video link with the private information or give them, here I've told them what to bring to the event. You can select different options. I always have them confirmed the day before and the day of, and have a survey afterwards. Add your contact information in case they have questions. You can link into various groups. I have not done so I'm not familiar with that. I think it's always a good idea to have a co-host just in case something goes wrong. You have somebody to pick up the slack or take care of it. And I've never used group sign up. So again, those are options. I don't know how to do them, but I'm sure that you could find out if necessary. Now, if you are doing something like a meeting that's every week or every month, you can have people sign up with a single click for all the meetings. That wouldn't be appropriate for poll greeting because poll greeting, there's nobody who wants to be there all day, every day through the whole election. So I wouldn't click that. You can talk about handicapped accessibility here so people know if they can get in and out. And then you want to add your times. I have it in English, Eastern Time, and I click Add Times. And I want to add multiple shifts. I want to have one entry per shift. If you were doing a weekly or a monthly meeting, you could change the frequency, but I wouldn't do that for what I'm doing. So I put in my start date. I don't need an end date if it's the same day. I do need an end time and a start time, and I can limit the number of attendees. So I don't want any more than 2 people per shift. So then I click Add Times after every shift. I can delete if necessary using the red X. So here I've added 2, but if you think about it, with poll greeting, you would have 2 or 3 shifts a day for maybe 2 weeks. So you end doing a lot of entering of shifts here, but you only have to do it once because you can duplicate your event. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Once I've got all my shifts entered, I click Publish Event. And now it's going to be listed. You can email your attendees now. I wouldn't have any since I didn't send it to a group, so that wouldn't be useful for me. This is what it looks like if you look under the Events section of Mobilize. Now, I talked about duplicating it, so let's look at that. You would click on Actions and then Duplicate Event. And this way, I can just make a couple of changes and I don't have to enter the whole thing again. So I'm going to duplicate my event, and I'm going to change the name first and the address. So I'm going to call it Poll Greeting East County Regional Library. It's still public. And it comes up with the old address. I'm going to dismiss this and put in a new one. And if once you've put in some of the address, it gives you a suggested address, and you can just hit accept, and it saves you some time. All the shifts are going to remain the same in a duplicated event unless you actually go ahead and change them. And so this is a huge time saver. So if you want to do this for like 6 polling places or 12 polling places, you set it up once with all the shifts, and then you just change the name and location. Now, once your event is published, you can click on your event in Mobilize, and you can look and see who's signed up for it. You can email all your attendees if necessary, if you want to give them some more information. And then you can also have a spreadsheet sent to your email with a list of all the attendees and their shifts. And when I get that, I find it's a little overwhelming. There's so many columns. So I go through and I just delete any column that doesn't give me information I need. And then I save the spreadsheet once I've deleted the extraneous columns. And it's much more useful that way. So you can just play around with the spreadsheet, but it's incredibly useful. So that's really it. If you have any questions,